I just finished getting ready for the day and I wanted to make a little video about the symptoms that I was having before I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I'll just quickly say that I was in April of 2026 diagnosed with a suspected adult granulosa cell tumor. And then in June of 2026, I had surgery to remove the affected ovary, and it was confirmed that I had stage 1A, stage 1A adult granulosa cell tumor. I'm so incredibly thankful. I thank God that it was only stage 1 and I didn't have to have any chemo, just that surgery. And the only thing that I will have to have are scans, exams, and blood work every 3 to 6 months. Maybe for the rest of my life, I'm honestly not 100% sure, but I'm thankful because that's not the case for most women with ovarian cancer. Now, ovarian cancer is known as the silent killer because a lot of the symptoms are kind of ordinary. They are symptoms that can be easily written off as normal. But if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, I do urge you to just, really pay attention and see what is normal for your body, see when you're having these symptoms, and just really pay attention to your body and discern whether or not you need to go to the doctor. I don't want to scare anybody by sharing these symptoms, but I do really want to help people because there are a lot of cancers that are on the rise in young people, and ovarian cancer is one of them. So I'll first talk about the symptoms, the very common symptoms that I was having, and then I'll talk about symptoms that I was having that are specific to my type of ovarian cancer. The common symptoms that I was having were fatigue, bloating, lower back pain, and irregular bowel movements. So with the fatigue, I was tired after sleeping. Some days I would sleep for like 8, 10, 12 hours and I would still be exhausted, and it was really hard to find motivation to get things done during the day. With the bloating, I would eat and I wouldn't eat very much and I would feel full. And I was bloating a lot after eating very little, or just basically after anything that I would eat. With the irregular bowel movements, sometimes I would be very constipated for days, and sometimes I would have diarrhea. That may be TMI for somebody, but it's a very important and common symptom that women have when they have ovarian cancer, and potentially other cancers too. It's always important to pay attention to your bowel movements and know what's normal for you, and if something's out of the ordinary or feeling weird, get it checked out. I was also having lower back pain and lower right quadrant pain. And that lower right quadrant pain was more like a pinch. It wasn't anything super crazy. It was just like a pinch. And I felt it a lot. Sometimes I felt it more than other times, but it was a lot. And the thing with all of these symptoms together, I wouldn't have them all the time. I feel like I would have periods of when all of these symptoms were just really intense, and they would happen kind of all together. Sometimes they would happen separately. So I think if you are experiencing all of these symptoms or any of these symptoms, just, mention it to your doctor. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of doctors aren't super keen on doing preventative care, but find a doctor that will listen to you and that you can trust, and that will give you preventative care such as imaging, blood testing, exams. Now, I was also having some symptoms that were very specific to my type of ovarian cancer. So again, I had an adult granulosa cell tumor that is in the sex cord stromal tumor family. I think there's 3 or 4 different types of ovarian cancer. I can get into more detail about my specific one and the other types in another video, but for now, I'll just talk about the symptoms that I was having. So these symptoms, I was actually convinced for a while that I had PCOS because the tumor that I had was producing testosterone. And a lot of the symptoms that I was having were facial hair growth down here, just very thick, coarse hairs that wouldn't go away. I mean, obviously I could wax them off, but they would come back very quickly. I tried laser hair removal. They weren't going away. I was having hair thinning up here. the biggest thing was I didn't have a period for a very, very long time. Like, I think over a year. It started out with me only, like, I think going 6 months without a period. And then it ended up, I got a period, and then, like, I didn't have a period for, like, I think a year and a half. Some other symptoms, some other side effects, I guess I should say, that came with the testosterone being in my body. I was having mood swings, depression, fatigue with that, anxiety, just, and actually the hormone specific symptoms were really the ones that were prompting me to go to the doctor. I was having those symptoms first, and then I started having the more common symptoms. And depending on the type of ovarian cancer you have, your symptoms may present a little differently, or they may start at a different time. So there is that. I really hope that this video can help some people. Again, I really don't want to, place fear in people, but I do want to encourage, everyone to take their health very, very seriously and really pay attention to what is normal for your body. Pay attention to how you're feeling every day. Pay attention to your bowel movements. Pay attention to your periods. Pay attention to everything. Our body, it gives us signs and warnings before anything else. Again, I am so thankful, and I praise God and thank God every day that my scenario did go the way that it did. Again, because it's not the same for most women. I will make another video about the different types of ovarian cancer and maybe talk a little bit more about my journey and how everything went. But yes, listen to your bodies, take your health seriously, and make your health your number one priority. Have a good day.